Thank you. See who we've got. So, if you're tuning in, hello, 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 hello. Just wait and see. Oh, going live on YouTube. We're on YouTube too. Okay. Right. Hello. Karen, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Where are you from again, Karen? We're putting anyone who's yeah, we're just making a note on who's tuning in, so we keep a track on everyone. So we'll wait for a few more people to join. We're going to have fun tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah, I've got my lovely sister Barbara here with me.
Where
There
are we?
she is. There she is.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, there's only Karen on at the moment, but we'll get there. Oh, yes, Karen's in Sydney. Yeah, cool.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
weather like down there? Oh, you're kind of there, Kay. Oh, kind of there. So are you doing 3 things at once? Thanks for joining in.
Hi, Kay. How are you?
Kay's from
Woody Point.
We're not crazy sisters here, are we?
Not much.
We'll just wait for a few more people to join in. Of course. So, what do you have for tea tonight?
I had leftover sweet and sour chicken and rice.
Oh, we had leftover chicken, meatballs and rice. Swap fried rice. Thai meatballs. Oh, beautiful weather in Sydney. Nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice here today.
It is nice, but Gary tells me, my husband, the weatherman, tells me it's going to rain the next few days.
It's supposed to be,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So.
And a cool front's coming through too from
A cool front.
A cold front. A cold front is coming through.
Okay.
Up from Sydney, Adelaide's going to be very cold.
Oh, really?
Melbourne.
Oh, okay. Mm.
They said it might even snow.
Where, in Adelaide?
Well,
up in the mountains. Oh, yeah. Well, it's that time of year, isn't it? Yeah.
It's coming all the way from down below in the what is it, Antarctic?
Oh, an Arctic blast.
It's an Antarctic blast, I believe. Yes.
That'll be fun.
Mm.
So, if you're just joining us, put your name in the comments. Oh, Joe Gouchy, or is that Diane?
Hello, Joe.
Is it Diane or Joe? Hi, Anne. Welcome from the Sunshine Coast. Thanks for joining, Anne. Glad you could make it. Hope you're all doing well. So, Joe Gouchy, tell me, is it you or is it Diane using Joe's computer, Joe's login? I can just see Joe and Diane are very dear friends of ours who live down in Sydney. And I can't see Joe watching my technique video tonight. Can you?
Well, you never know. He just might have come over to the crafty side.
Come to the crafty side.
He might have come to the crafty side.
Everybody, this is my sister Barb. She's joining us tonight. She's going to help me.
Everyone. How are
help me do it all because it's been a while and I've had a bit of brain fog.
We all get one of those sometimes.
Brain fog like you would not believe. Will I tell them what I did?
If you want to, that's up to you.
I have to tell you something. I'll admit to it because my brain hasn't been in the best places of late. What do you think? Yes, of course. It's hi Diane. Thanks for joining. Um, I will tell you, we use Norska deodorant at the moment, which is in a green aerosol tin. We also have Barb. Where are you?
I'm here.
There she is.
Listening.
And I also use Taft hairspray at the moment, which is also in a green aerosol tin. So my arms aren't sticking together, but my hair will smell very much like Norska deodorant.
Yes.
I put deodorant on my hair instead of hairspray today. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get started. Let's have some fun. Are we all ready to have some fun?
Most definitely.
So I'm going to hand that over to you, Barb, and we're going to get started. I'll leave that up, so if anyone else is joining in, please put your name in the comments so we know who's here and where you're calling from, and comment at any time because Barb's monitoring the comments for me because I can't do 5 things at once.
Why not?
So, because I'm not an octopus. So tonight's a technique class. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but finally I got myself together and got it all ready because I have had a lot of time off my feet, so plenty of time to do it, and hopefully I can do a few more of these. So there's a card group that I belong to, which is Card Making for Australians, which is a lovely Facebook group, and I know that some of the ladies on there would benefit from this. But if they're watching, that's lovely. But if not, they can watch it after the fact if they want. But a lot of my other ladies have been asking about techniques. So I'm going to do about 5, if we're lucky, maybe 6.
If we're lucky,
yeah. The first one is called the bokeh technique.
You know, I used to always have trouble pronouncing that.
So if you've ever seen a picture of that's a photograph and you see the blurred dots, that's very artistic. Did you know that? If you're a photographer, it's very artistic.
It looks like light shining in the.
It's light shining, and
it's street lights.
In
the rain.
And the real meaning of it is there. Bokeh is defined as the effect of a soft, out of focus background. There, you can read it out, Barb.
That you get when shooting a subject using a fast lens at the widest aperture.
Very good. That's a big word for you.
It is. it was.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's go.
Anyway, let's go. Back to your card.
Yes. So this is the card I've made using the bokeh effect, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I'm using tonight what I call my lollipop colours. Okay?
Beautiful.
And we're going to be, I've got polished pink, which is a current in colour for the 21, 23 in colours.
Yes.
I've got pale papaya, which is also in that lot of in colours. And then I've got Bermuda Bay, an oldie but a goodie. Okay, so I hope you can all hear all right. Botox.
Do you think we need it, Joe?
Di. You've got to
Well,
remember that's not Joe, that's
right.
Diane. It's an alias, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so blending brushes. Fantastic. These are very fine brush bristles, and they come in a pack of 3. I think my trusty assistant, who didn't turn her phone off, they're on page 129 of the current catalogue.
Sorry. I'm trying. It's a spam thing. I'm trying to get rid of it. Ugh.
Oh, she's got the sack on her first night.
Oh, well, that's it.
Okay, so you get 3 in a pack, okay? I can't remember how much they are, but they're
about
pretty good.
$15, $17, something around
There you go.
that.
There you go. Okay, so we'll take that off, Barb. Okay, come on, do your job.
Oh, sorry.
So this is Bermuda Bay. So we're just going to rub it on. And
is it best to do it in a circular motion?
Yes, circular motion. And I always start off the page. You see, I'm starting off the page, and that way you don't get one great big blob like that on your page. Okay, so start on a circular and build up your colours. Okay, so there's no pattern or anything to this. This is just a background. Okay, so there's one I've kept for my pink. So this is polished pink. And now I've only got the 3 colours, but depending on what colours you use, you could get more bang for your buck if you use a pink and the green, and you will get your mauvey colour. So, it's just going to give you another depth of colour. So just think of that when you go to pick your colours for this particular technique. Now this I keep for yellows and that, but you'll see it's brown looking, but look at that, there's no colour coming off of it. But if I dip it on there onto my ink pad, and I went straight on like I shouldn't have, like I told everyone not to do, and you'll see the yellow's just coming out nicely there.
And I know,
well, it's not yellow, it's pale papaya.
Yes. And I know they're so easy to clean too, and you can use one.
Yeah. Kay, this is just my
Oh, you're just using normal white cardstock, aren't you?
Yes, it's plain white
just
cardstock.
Plain white cardstock, Kay?
This is a Stampin' Up paper, basic white. Okay, now I have cut a whole heap of card fronts, and my first layer of my cards measured 10 by 14.3. So I have a bunch of those already cut. I can cut them down to size. I can do strips or whatever, but I just have a whole lot of them cut. Okay, so I think that's about it. Do a bit more yellow. What do you reckon, Barb?
I think that looks
That's
a beautiful rainbowy colour.
I call them lolly colours.
Oh,
lolly colours.
Oh, okay.
Yep, your comments are coming through. Barb's just not doing a job.
I'm new at this, Kate.
She's looking at me and she's not looking at the comments.
I'm not online, so I have to watch what she's doing.
There you go. There you go. So we've got that. Now the other thing that you will need to do for this one is get yourself a stencil of circles. Hello, I didn't have one, so I cut some circles out of a scrap piece of paper. And look, I even went there. So, right. So to do this, we're going to use craft ink. This is a pigment ink. So it's a lot thicker and a lot stickier. And I'll show you just with my refill. You'll see when I go to refill it that it's very thick. That's because it's a pigment ink. It's not your water-based ink like your other colours. It will take a lot longer to dry as well. So just be careful when you go to do this, or anything you're using with your pigment inks, that will take longer to dry. So I'm taking a sponge dauber, and I keep a sponge dauber especially for my white craft ink. So I'm just going to dab it on. Now, and then I'm going to sponge all my little circles on. Okay? Anywhere. I'll put some of those little ones over here as well. And we'll do some big ones. My stomach's rumbling. I've had dinner. I was
going to say.
Yeah. So you can do these in all different depths of colour. So
as much as you like.
Yeah, as much or as little, and there's no pattern at all to it. So it's just getting it, and so that they look in focus and out of focus. Now, if you have a look, Barb, just bring up that other picture, of this one.
This one?
If you have a look, you'll see those, like, they're not perfectly round either. So, you can, if you don't have you could probably do a hexagon shape even, like those ones are. If you wanted to. I can't see why not. Yeah, something different, eh? So, and that's all you do. I might do a nice bright one over this side. I've done all light ones. Okay. Now tonight I'm not making cards. I'm just purely doing the techniques because I've got, as I said, I've got 5, maybe 6 techniques depending on how time is going. And I just thought to save time, I'll just do the techniques, and I'm just going to, and then we can make a card, or you can make a card later. It's just showing you how the different ways.
And it's one technique that I've never actually really tried.
Oh,
so
well, there you
I'll
go.
be eager to try it.
Yeah. Even do some off the page because, we can.
Why not?
Okay. So, what did we all think of that one? That's basically it. That's it. So I would let that dry. You could cut that down and mat it and put it on a card. So which is just what I'm
going to show you.
Which is like I did with this one.
There you did.
So I just matted it in white and then put it on the lovely lipstick paper that I did. And I actually, don't tell her, but that could be Lola's birthday card this year.
Okay.
So that's technique number 1.
Good.
20 minutes in, not bad.
Yeah, Anne says it looks great.
Oh, that's great.
I think
Thanks,
it does
Anne.
too. And it seems so easy to do.
This next one is the ink blocking technique. So I taught this in a beginner's class when a year or 2 ago, a couple of years now, and I found that it was, they loved it, and it's very easy to do. I use an acrylic block, but if you don't have an acrylic block and you've got stamp pads, use your stamp pad. The only thing I would say is that you can't ink twice with those because you can't line it up enough. Whereas these you can see through, and you'll see what I mean when I do the technique. So, all right. So the colours I'm using tonight for this one are Crumb Cake and Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue. So, yeah, they're nice colours, aren't they, Kay? Yeah. So you'll see that I've had 2 different types of stamp pads too. This is Crumb Cake. I think this was one of the first stamps I ever bought, and I've still got it. It's one of the old styles, but hey. So what I'm doing is, as you saw in the card, I'm doing this block. So I'm doing the Crumb Cake, and it sort of like gives the appearance of the horizon, so the dirt and then the blue horizon and the sky. Yeah. So I've got my Crumb Cake, and then I'm going to do my blue. Now what I'm going to do now is spritz it. Now this is a Stampin' Up spritzer, which you can get, and they are the spritzers. They give a nice fine spritz. So they're on the page 129. You get 2 for $5.75, and they're a great. Yes, I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube. Are you on YouTube, Died? Yeah. So this is the spritzer from Stampin' Up. If you don't,
just a water spray.
Get a water spray. But the difference is this will give you a coarser spray. So be aware that will give you a different effect, whereas this is a fine one. Now I'm going to do it twice, and I'm going to show you the difference. So this is a fine one. Okay, so I've just watered that up. That's come out pretty good, actually. That's not too bad.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's better than my sample card.
And it does look like a beachy or...
Well, it does, yeah. In fact, I might keep that for a card front, and I'll do another one. I've got plenty of these, and I'll show you it with a coarser background. Okay, so this is with... Now, that doesn't look like it's been inked up much, but we can see it here. So this gives it a coarser look, and so you'll see how that ink has run. Okay. Oh, look what I've done. Well, I won't be using that one again, will I? So you'll see the coarser one will give you a lot more ink coverage. The other one, and even with this one, I did a fine one. It doesn't cover it, which is a good effect as well. You see what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. No,
So that will go into the circular filing cabinet on the floor.
Thanks. No problems. Done.
AKA the bin. So have you got any questions about that technique? Because that's virtually all it is. Okay, I'm going to do one in some different colours just to show you, and because I have done one with a long one, and I think I did, let me go, early espresso. So yes, I'm multi-streaming onto YouTube and Facebook all at once tonight, and you will, if you can't stay till the end, don't worry, because it will be live. It will be streamed, recorded, I should say. What colour do I want up into the sky? Yellow?
Yellow?
Actually, I should have done that the other way around. But what I'm doing is early espresso, terracotta tile, and yellow. I'm going for an outback look.
Very Australian of you.
Do you think?
I thought.
Okay, so I'm just going to spritz that. There we go. It wasn't very.
That looks nice.
It's nice. It's not very straight, but I could cut that out and still use that.
A very
but
sort of.
Couldn't you see a nice black kangaroo stamp?
Oh, most definitely.
Across the page. That would look really nice. So I might keep that one. So that's called block ink. Oh, Diane found us, so she doesn't have to use Joe's.
Oh, okay.
Joe's login. All right, we'll put Joe down as well, shall we? Is there anyone else watching who hasn't let us know that they're on? Because we're making a note, because there's the possibility that we might do a prize draw later on.
Oh,
if we've got enough people watching.
History.
Yeah. All right, so there's a couple of cards that I've made using that technique. So that's using the poppy stamp, and Kay will like this. I did my flicky thing. She's got a machine that does that.
She's got that spray marker thing, hasn't she?
And this one is from Nature's Harvest, I think it is, which is a really nice stamp.
Lovely.
So, there's two cards. Next one, we're whizzing through these techniques tonight. Look at my look. Isn't this just like a rainbow?
It is. Very colourful.
This one is using some beautiful DSP, new DSP. What's it called, Barb? Hues of Happiness.
Hues of Happiness.
I'll show it to you because I love this paper. Yep. This is Hues of Happiness. That's my filing thing. And you get, it's 12 by 12, and you get 2 each of these double-sided papers. I've already used some. You see, that's a bit. So you've got a nice stars with all the
little crosses or
little crosses, and this is a floral design. Thanks, Anne. Look at this. How nice is that?
That's just like what you just made on the.
Yeah, similar. Yes, these. Look at that. And I fussy cut some of these that I didn't use my machine because I wanted something to do while I was watching TV the other night, and so I fussy cut some of those flowers. And look at that. It's just so nice. Look, isn't that beautiful? Look. So that's called the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper, which is in the new catalogue, which is now available. Thank you, assistant. We can fix that up. And so that's what that DSP is, and that's what I cut the flowers out with. Okay, but the technique I wanted to show you is how we get this beautiful gold along our edges. Now, I do this when I run out of foil and I've forgotten to order my foils. So instead of matting and using up cardstock that I don't have, I use gold embossing or silver embossing to go around the edges. So this is a piece I've cut out from the borders. Now this is another great die set. These are all borders. I don't know whether I put that on there, Barb, but it's Look at these borders. They are awesome. They've got the little stitching
No, I don't think
on
you
them.
did.
No,
So.
that's all right. Doesn't matter. It's in the annual catalogue and it's called something borders. Sorry, can't find it. So I've done that and I've just titivated it up a bit.
It looks nice.
So I'm going to show you.
Fussy cut flowers.
I know fussy cut flowers.
Good on you.
I'm getting better and better at fussy cutting. I must admit.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
So Versamark. Everybody knows what Versamark is. It's a sticky ink thingy. What's it?
Yeah.
It's a sticky adhesive, you might say. So
it's an inky adhesive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an ink adhesive. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to dip our sides in. Now, some of you probably have already done this, and you've seen this done. If you've been to any of my classes, you would have seen this done time and time again because it's a true and tried technique. So I'm going to sprinkle some in here. This is the gold metallic embossing powder, and then just dip it in there. Now, I do find tweezers are the best to do. Now, you're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to make a lot of noise with my heat embossing.
We don't want ink
no.
going everywhere.
Okay, so we're just going to heat that. See how that has got the, can you see that? Oh, gone the wrong way.
Disappeared.
You can see that gold embossing. You'll see it when it's heated. Going to make a lot of noise now.
It's like a hairdryer.
Yeah. I'll take it down here. Now, the trick with this one is there is no trick.
Is it better to do it in small pieces?
Do it in sections, but also do both sides because you're actually dipping that in your embossing powder and you'll see that hasn't glossed up. Well, it has, but just give it a bit of heat on both sides just to ensure that it gets heated on both sides and you're not going to get embossing powder all over the place, okay? So there, and it just gives that nice fine
shine.
Yeah. So I'll get my embossing, my Versa ink. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't put that in there. I might do two. I'll do all these three to once. And dip it. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Flowers look 3D, you reckon, Dides? Oh, is that because I fussy cut them so well? No, that's because of the beautiful DSP, the papers. So, all right. Oh, I better get my tweezers because I know that this is going to get hot. Okay.
You don't want to burn your fingers.
No. So, there we go. And this never ceases to amaze me. After all these years of crafting, I still get a thrill out of watching this.
I love watching it turn.
Yeah,
turn to the shine.
It does help if you heat your heat tool up first for a good 45 seconds maybe. I didn't do that. My bad. But it just takes longer, that's all. And just be sure, as I said, to do both sides. Because you'll see some of that, you'll see it's dull because that hasn't heated enough. There we go. Okay.
Got magic.
So, yeah. So, there we have it. So, I did that, and then I did it all the way around. Oh, the tweezers were hot. All the way around the DSP as well. I actually did it across the top there, so when I put that on there, it looked like it was the same all the way around.
No, it's very effective.
Yeah.
Very effective.
So that's heat embossing, and a great tip if you're run out of foil, like I quite often do, and I don't realise it, and I thought, I've just put an order in, I'm not going to wait or whatever, I'll just use the heat embossing. And you can do it with your sentiments. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it with that sentiment. I did do it
around the edges of the...
Around the edges. I do that a lot, actually. Oh, I'll just show you this card. The girl I'm giving it to isn't watching, so you can see. Oh, I didn't do it on that one. Around, you know, where you cut your sentiment out. I just usually do them around that. Okay, which number are we on to? Number 4? 4? Technique number 4?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay.
Which one?
This one is, we're going to ink up our embossing folders. Now, yes, that one. This is one I did. How can I don't know whether you can see it in that photo, but I'll show you live anyway. I have done the opposite on the card front. So I've only embossed that card, but I've taken a piece of white cardstock, and which turns out like this, and then I've cut it to make the card like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this using white cardstock, just your basic white cardstock. And the folder I am using, the 3D embossing folder, is the what's it called? The time torn 3D embossing folder, which is just lovely, really, because it's got writing in it and little. It's like
someone stood on it.
Thanks, Bob.
No, it looks like a piece of written
but
paper, but someone stood on it with a bit of...
Yeah, and I don't know whether you can see that, but yeah, there we go. There's the texture that you get. That's the back side of it, and that's the front side of it. So you can see it's got writing. It's a really nice embossing folder, and that's a 3D embossing folder. And yes, Kay, it will fit in your new big shot that you got. Your new...
Just as well.
Yeah. Okay, so trick with this is the one tool that you will really need is a good brayer. Now, I had the foam brayers and everything, but I found that these firmer brayers are better. They, hang on. What am I trying to say? Yeah, these ones sit above the grooves, whereas the foam ones will go in the groove and you will get nearly all ink on your folder. You don't want that. Okay, so the one with the Stampin' Up badge on it, which is normally the bottom, that's where you want to put your cardstock, and that's the part that you want to ink up. Okay, so I'm going to do another one because I want to make a few of these cards because I think they're a good masculine card, don't you think?
Yes,
those ones.
And everyone always looks for something to do for a man.
Yeah, they're hard to do, aren't they?
They are hard to do. Yeah.
So I'm just going to ink up my embossing folder and just put it on. Try and do it as evenly as possible. And this is just using, what did I say I'm using? It's a Sahara sand, I think it is. Hang on.
In there.
Yeah, Sahara sand. So just ink that up. And you'll see that this roller is not getting into those little grooves because I didn't want it to, because I've got a hard roller, whereas the foam brayer would get into those little grooves. So then we're just going to line that up. Make sure you get it on that, line it up at the top, not at the bottom, because there's a little gap at the top there and you won't get any embossing. If you're doing it that way, that's a different story. But we're just going to put it in there, and we're going to take out Stampin' Up machine, and I've got just the number 1 plate, my embossing folder, and I've got the specialty plate. And that's all I need for these 3D embossing folders. Okay, and just wind that through and back again.
Come on, use your muscles.
Yeah, I don't have very many muscles. Okay, so that's the way. There we go. Voila. So that turned out really well. The one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to spritz it. Yes. Doesn't matter so much for these, but to get a really good emboss, spritz it with a bit of water before you put your... Just a fine spritz, yeah, just with your spritzer. And I'm going to do that now just to clean it, that's all. Yeah, that loosens up the fibres in the paper, and it gives you a better image, a better depth of the embossing. Yeah, I should say. Yeah. So,
Karen, are you inking the top or the bottom?
well, it's actually the bottom. So the Stampin' Up is normally go to the top, okay? What you do is you turn it over and you put your paper and you ink up the bottom side of it. Does that make sense? So it's the one that's got, it's the indents. This one has the image up. This is the image down. So you can do it either way. Let's do it the other way and show you. So this way, you'll get the other way.
The image,
the negative image.
Yeah.
You spritz the card. So I'll show you. I probably got you all confused. So I'm going to spritz the card and just give it a light spritz. Now I'm going to use the other end of the folder to what I did before. So this is how you would normally do it. When you're embossing, you would normally do it with your Stampin' Up image at the top, okay? That's the way I did it first. Now I'm going to do it this way, and so I'll just show you the difference when we put the card in. So just using your brayer to ink that up, and you'll see there's not going to be nearly as much ink, I don't think. Ink and think.
Okay.
Ink and think, and just put that on, and we'll run that through. I love this technique. I've done a few different ones, which I'll show you shortly. Oh, so one's a negative and one's a positive, you might say. Does that make sense? Okay. So there. It's not nearly as good because you're writing, you can see the difference. You see how you've got the negative and the positive? So that's the side that you run through, but I ink it. So you're actually inking the top, yes, because that's the side that you do. But I turn it that way to ink it because it's closer to me. So that's the difference. So you've got your negative and your positive. That's a lot nicer, I think, for me anyway. Just as I've got some, I think there's one on here that I did. No, I didn't. Okay. See that folder there by the plastic sleeve thing? Yeah, give us that one. There's one here that I did, and I shared this in the card group, and that's very impressive. Now I've just done that as white cardstock with a Night of Navy ink. So, and I did spritz that, so you can see the difference it made. It's really nice and bold. This one I did the other day, and I used Shaded Spruce was the ink, and it's a Christmas stencil, a Christmas, what do you call it? Shabby chic, yeah, Karen. This is a fern. Pine tree fern, yeah.
Whatever.
Spruce. It's actually called spruce or something,
okay.
I think. Yeah, so that one. Then I wanted to try one with music, and that one I did with Cajun Craze. So yeah, I wasn't too fussed on that, but I'll keep it.
For someone who does music, or
yeah, and it depends on the colour. And then I wanted to try that folder again, but different colours. So I used grey, smoky slate cardstock, and I did a pink over the top.
Pink and grey always go
They always
nice
look
together.
nice, and you could imagine that done up as a card.
Yes.
I haven't got around to doing them, so there's limitless amounts of
it's just
every
a bit of trial and error.
Yeah, and you've got all the different colours, and you've got all your different embossing folders, and look at all the different effects you can get. Awesome. So I hope you have fun with that one. How are we going? Oh, we've got another 20 minutes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Have you got another one?
So I do have another one. I have another one. Is called Joseph's Technicolor. Oh, Coat of Many Colors.
That one?
Yes. What do you think of that one?
My favourite butterflies.
Yes. Well, I'm going to do butterflies again tonight. I'll just wipe my brayer.
Yes.
So here are a couple I've done. So you saw the butterfly one. This is one I experimented on. Not my colours normally, but I thought that turned out really, really well.
It does. Very
Yeah.
jungle-ish.
Jungle-ish.
Jungle, is that
Is
a
that?
word?
No, I don't. Well, it
Oh,
is
okay.
now. Jungle.
See, I can write a
Another
dictionary.
butterfly.
Yes.
And I did this one. Now, I wouldn't believe it. I did this in yellow cardstock. Yeah, and the daisy stamp. And I did, because it's yellow cardstock and I did blue on top, it's made green. And I virtually matched Pretty Peacock without even knowing it. So that cardstock is Pretty Peacock, which is an old
tricky.
one. Yeah.
Tricky.
So it's amazing what you can do with your different colours.
Very good.
Oh, thanks, Kay. You like my artistic subtitles. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so let's get started on this. I think I'll do the butterflies. I've got butterflies in my...
Is there many 3D embossing folders? There are quite a few 3D embossing folders.
Yeah, the 3D embossing folders dyes are the thicker ones. They're not as thick as thumb. But they're thicker. But there's these ones and there's a normal sized one as well. They're just a thicker thicker acrylic. Yeah. So and you just need to adjust your sandwich plate. To get it to go in.
Just captioning.
Oh, have you? Oh, I see. Oh, I thought you meant my subtitles. You got your captions on. Oh, okay. I get you now. All right. So this technique, Joseph's Technicolor. What's it called? Joseph. Yeah. Coat of many colours, I call it. Look at this. Doesn't this look so pretty?
It does.
Yeah.
But you can't use it as a card.
Hey, speaking of inspiration, I posted this the other day.
I saw that.
Check this out. A tissue box.
Yes.
Look at those colours.
That's what
Crushed
the
curry.
doing. Soft suede or chocolate brown.
That would be.
Yeah.
Well, you could use memento ink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crushed curry. Then you've got
pumpkin pie,
and say terracotta tile or malamamba. Or what's the other one?
Lovely lipstick. No.
Yeah. Anyway, they're good colours. It's amazing
you get your inspiration colours from a lot of places.
I know. I saw a guy.
You can be out walking in the street and you'll pick something. I think,
I told you I saw a guy on the Chase Australia. I actually took a photo of the TV.
Of his shirt.
And so I've got it on my phone, and I've yet to make a card. So this is virtually a resist emboss technique. So we're going to do Joseph's colours first, and the colours I picked for this, I don't know what this is. Just I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, people. I've got Blushing Bride, Gorgeous Grape, and Coastal Cabana. Okay.
I love Coastal Cabana.
Yeah. The other one's Bermuda Bay, which is what I had for the first card. They're very similar, but they're both really nice colours. So I've got Blushing Bride, which is a very pale pink. But if you build it up, you'll get a nice pink colour. Depending what colour you want your butterflies too, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty pink. I think it's a little bit apricot-y pink. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not a real pink like lovely lipstick.
It's not. No. It's a nice pink. So if I do nearly put it in the wrong one, Coastal Cabana and pink, I'll get the mauvey colour, won't I? Do you think?
I don't know.
It's
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the colours are up to you. It depends on what colour card you want to make and what colour butterflies you want. As you can see from the cards that I've made, I've tried all different ones. I keep going back to butterflies for some reason for this technique.
Butterflies are beautiful.
Oh, God. Oh, maybe I could do my dragonflies. I like dragonflies.
Dragonflies would be nice.
Yeah. Dragonflies. Oh, now I didn't start off my page. Don't worry too much if you don't cover the whole page for this. This builds up your muscles, I can tell you. Okay, so just get basic coverage. Don't do it, you don't have to do it really thick. Okay, put these away before I get into a bit of a mess. How are my hands going?
Getting grubby.
Getting grubby. So I'm going to get my embossing buddy, which Stampin' Up don't sell anymore, but I've said it before, you can make your own using baby powder or corn flour. It's an anti-static technique. It just gets away all the grease marks, and so every time you touch that, you're putting a grease mark on, which means your embossing powder is going to stick to that. You don't want that, okay? I'm going to use the clear embossing powder. Now, if you don't have any embossing powders and you're thinking, oh, you should get some, clear embossing powder to start with, because you can do any ink and clear embossing powder and you've got a beautiful sentiment. So I'm going to use my, and I'll show you what I mean, I'm going to use my Stamparatus, which is right here in front of me. And Barb, I've changed my mind. I'm going to get my...
So you want me to find your...
my dragonflies.
Oh, there
yeah.
it is.
I'm going to use Dragonfly Garden. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I'll just keep that sentiment there. Now I'm going to put this in. Now I've touched it, I'll have to
do it again.
Yeah, do it again. So I just line that up. You can buy grid paper for your Stamparatus too, by the way. I've got some extra little white, little round magnets there that I had in the cupboard, and I thought, oh, that might be, I want that. Stamp down and stamp down, and that's where I want them.
Don't forget to redo your...
Okay, no, redo the da-da-da-da-da. Okay, now I'm going to Versamark the dragonflies. You can see what I'm doing. Versamark, tap, tap, tap. Give it a good coverage. Okay, that's... Now I'll just make sure that I can see just by shining in the light that that's okay. I'm going to, because it's in my Stamparatus, it's going to position that exactly the same place. I'm just going to double check and make sure I've got a good coverage of Versamark. Okay, so now I'm going to take that, put that aside, and I'm going to bring in my clear embossing powder. So just say you had a sentiment and you stamped it in plain blue ink. If you took your clear embossing powder and sprinkled it over the top, you would get a nice glossy... Is there hair in there?
It's not mine.
You'd get a nice glossy sentiment. So, but I'll show you that later on. We're just going to do this one for now. I think I've got enough on that. Okay. Yada, yada, yada.
Would you like me to start heating?
No, well, you can if you like, yeah.
While you're fixing it?
Yep. Oh, it's so good having a helper. Full ball.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Can everybody see that? Is the magic going to happen?
So what I'm going to do, once that's started, not yet, go closer. Not yet starting. You see the shine. Probably can't see it on the camera. That's it. Okay, yeah, that one's done. Look.
Oh, hot.
Let me take over, shall I? Okay, it's starting to... Don't worry if you see that your card is buckling. Turn it over and hit the other side, and it will straighten out eventually, but when you glue that on, it will be fine. Here we go. But now you're not going to be able to see much yet, but what we need to do now is you need to take another colour. Oops. Oh, I broke this. This is it's not broken, it's just I haven't put it in properly. A darker colour over the whole top of it. So I'm going to do it over here. Now where that has been embossed, heat embossed, it won't turn dark. It won't turn dark with the blue. So you may find that even just doing that, you don't want blue all over. Oh, look, I've got blue there. Ah.
You put on your fingers.
Yeah. Told you we we're going to get down and get dirty. You could just do this lightly and do it so you've still got some of those colours coming through. Now, can you just put that over the side and I have to fix that up, right? I'm just going to dry my hands. Wash my hands, dry my hands, turn my hands over. Okay. Then I'm going to take another baby wipe. And you could just do this with a tissue, but just wipe off your excess dark colour.
Oh, that's looking lovely.
Okay, paper. I didn't have a tissue here somewhere. Yeah, I did, didn't I? And just give it a good rub. Okay. Now, if you want to go in and add more colour, you can. But you can see, like if I went and did all that dark, just put a bit more blue on that for me. Sorry. And did that as dark and went darker and darker. I don't want to go too dark because I kind of like the lighter colours coming through.
And the pink comes through and the green comes through.
Yeah. So, and you could see, I was going to say I could get 2 cards out of that. I could probably do that and that one. But yeah, that's your Joseph's coat of many colours, because you do the colour in the background and then you do a dark colour over the whole lot, which is what I did with the other ones. Blue? Yeah. Yeah, I did the dark blue. So you can see whatever colours you do on the bottom, they're the only colours that are going to come through on the card.
On the stamped image.
Yeah.
Very good.
So we've got a pretty colourful set here. If you wanted to, you could probably go in and do more embossing if you wanted, and then you'd have to go over with the darker. Again. Yeah. I'm not as happy with this one as what I was with the other ones, but as I said, I was flying by the seat of my pants, and I may just fiddle with that one. But the colours are quite nice. Yeah,
they're pretty.
It is a great effect, isn't it, Dides? Yeah, it is. So if just like what I was saying, and I'll use this piece of paper. So if I was to stamp, say, in Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and I've just got my long sentiment, sorry? No.
That's how I do it.
No. You can if you want, but your Versamark's not going to be as strong if you do that first and then ink over the top of it. So I'm going to take this. Where's my piece of paper that I had?
Here.
There you go.
That'll do.
I'll just put that there. On there. Don't put your magnets together. You are the greatest. Okay. So it will go there. Now, if you're going to do this, your Stamparatus is the best thing to do, because then you can do this. You do your colour and make sure you've got that. Yes, that looks really nice. But, hello, we've got clear embossing powder. Let's use Versamark, and we'll just give that a bit of a wipe. We're going to keep it in the same position. Versamark it. Oh, I think I moved it. I lifted it up. Let's do it again, shall we? It's my fault. My fault. Okay. Ah, these magnets are so strong. Okay. So make sure you stick that on properly, Beth. So we do Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, I might do that a little bit darker. Yes, that's better. Okay, now remember that this is a sticky ink, so that's why you've got to be careful. And just do your Versamark. Oh!
It's not going to work
Do
for
your
you.
Versamark over the top of that. That might work.
And
You
then
do your Versamark. I'll just do another one with Versamark. And then take that out. I'm rushing because I know it. Look at the time. Okay. I'm just going to put the clear Versamark on there. Clear embossing powder, I should say. And then...
Yes, Kay, Versamark.
Versamark. Is that what it come out with on it? She's got the...
It's V-E-R-S-A. Thank you. Might look a little bit off-centered, but...
Yes, it is. So it will still be Blackberry Bliss, but it will be shinier. So, and you know why that didn't stick, don't you? Because, oh look, you can see how the shine on it? Look, it's not too bad.
It
gone
looks
over
quite
the top of
effective.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. This
Didn't have the sticky.
hasn't, because I put, I used it today, and I got embossing powder on it, and so it didn't stick. It's sticking now. Look. So my bad. But anyway, that's great. So all the embossing powder, you can have clear embossing powder, and you can use all your inks to get.
Can I just tell you how I do that effect? Because
yes,
I don't,
you do it differently.
Well, only because I don't have a Stamparatus to help.
You'll have to get one.
Oh, I probably will. So my way of doing it is that I use the Versamark first over my stamp with the Versamark, then I put it on the colour, on my coloured ink, and stamp it on my card.
But how do you line it up?
I don't. I Versamark it on the stamp.
Oh, so have your Versamark got all ink on it?
No, because I do the Versamark
first. And then
the coloured ink.
Right.
And then stamp it onto my card.
Yes.
And then do my clear emboss.
Yeah,
and it comes out just as lovely.
Well, there you go. You could
but
do
it's just
that.
a different way of doing it.
Yeah. I was taught to do it this way because you do your colour first and then your Versamark.
Yeah.
Because your Versamark's on top then. So,
but mine still comes out the shiny.
That's all right. Whatever floats your boat, eh? That's great.
Just another way of doing it.
You have to kill one instead of get one. Is that? Yeah. She's got the subtitles up. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, you're killing me, girl. Okay, that's about it. That's about an hour. So we haven't had time for a draw. Oh, we need to put the winner up. No, for the monthly draw of in April. There were some ladies. If you put in an order over $50 or more, you went into the draw to win the stitch dies. The winner is Joanne Faulkner, and she's not even listening.
Oh, no.
She's not even listening.
So she doesn't even know.
I'll be talking to Joe anyway. So, but look, if you'd like to, I'm going to go and fix my ink pad now. This is an older. This is another one of my very first ink pads. So, Barb, got anything else you want to say? Well, we do a draw. Let's do the draw.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do a draw, and oh, you are here, Joanne! Congratulations!
Oh,
I didn't even know you were here. That's all right. And guess who has won the card kit?
Which is beautiful.
This is the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. Anne Boss, you have won.
Good on you, Anne. Well done.
I'll post them down to you, Anne, if you email me your address, please. And I'll post them down to you, and I might even put a little something extra special in. Okay?
Well done. I hope you all enjoyed that. It was
well,
good.
I hope you enjoyed it. Yes. So hopefully we can get more ladies on next time. And until then, Joe, I'll be in touch. Stitch dies. Kay, you're killing me.
You and your text.
Oh my goodness, you.
Yeah, Anne.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's congratulations, Anne. That's fantastic. Just message me through Facebook, and I will get your address, and I will email. I'll email them. Yeah, magic.
Yes.
I will post them down to you. And until thanks, Kay. Thanks, Kay.
Thanks, everybody.
Until next time, it's us two crazy girls.
The apprentice.
The apprentice, the master and the apprentice.
We had fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah. All right, until next time, stay safe and well, and see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.